Hey, how's it going? Welcome to M5 Property Addicts, and we are here at the show and tell. We had to do this for you because we know you couldn't be here with us, and today we are out in Florida. This is the place that you have put in your investment. So voila, we are here today, but I'm not alone. I'm also with Hubert. Hubert, how's it going?
Hi, how's it going? I'm very well, thank you, DJ.
Okay, cool. So we're going to do a walkthrough, and boom, let's go. Sure. Right. So we just wanted to show you what is actually happening all here. So across the road from us is the Florida Library, and you can see there's the taxi ranks. So there's a lot of foot traffic that comes through, which is also very important for us when it comes to, having tenants. And this is the building where it is. It starts off all the way from that brown thingy is, and this whole section here. So from this side of the building, literally at the bottom, these are all the units that we've got, and on the top, that's some more units that we've got. So we are in the heart of CBD. That's where we are, and there is no better place to be. You can see the traffic that is passing through. There is traffic already. Okay. I think it would be unfair of me to just not cast on that building next door there that we could have bought for literally less than 2 million. Hubert?
No, that's correct. No.
We could have bought that building.
I had an offer in for 2 million, it was accepted.
Right.
And we just didn't have the funds at that time.
And we lost out on the deal.
We lost the deal.
But that's why we are having the M5 charge, so that we can be having cash available to jumping into deals like that. All right, so the guys are just putting up the signage, which is nice and awesome. And this is the pedestrian walk-in. This is the pedestrian walk-in that we're going to go in, but we're not going to do that now. We're just going to show you around the entire building from outside. And this is my favorite shop. Or should I say, me and Hubert's favorite shop. But on a serious note, these guys here have been around here for the last 30 years. And this is what they call an anchor tenant. Because if you've got someone who's like here, who's been here for a long time, you definitely know that you've got income for days, right? But in this building, we have run about 2 of them, and I'm going to show you the next one. And who doesn't want to be in a hustler? Well, I've never seen people walking in there, but we're always getting paid. In here, this is our entrance, and coming through into the entrance, we've got another guy in here. These guys, they do some foods, chips and something. These guys here are new. We haven't had them for a long time. And in here, before COVID, we had the guys who were running a barber shop, and everyone else went home, obviously, because we do know that people are kind of like being scared of being outside and things like that. So the barber shop closed down. Many other businesses like these ones are closing down, but it's still an opportunity for us to be buying buildings like these ones, because the space is there. We are still going to be able to tenant again. Next door is the optometrist. Right? The optometrist, these guys have been here for the last 25 years. Actually, maybe 35 if I'm not mistaken. They had a change of name. But again, they are what they call an anchor tenant. So we've got 2 anchor tenants, these guys and those guys that we spoke about. And you can see this is like midday, and there is traffic everywhere. So this place is very good for accommodation, and we're going to go through. I'm gonna go across the road. You bet you don't have to come across the road, eh?
That's fine.
Okay. So I did show you the other end of the building, and this time around I'm going to show you from where that brown end is. You can see all the way here, we still own that building, and I'm going to go across the road. You can see on the top there, that is all residential. At the bottom here, it is all shops. So on the extreme left, where it says repairs, cell phone, watches, that is also a shop. That's shop number 1. Shop number 2, where it says cell phones. And where you see some face brick there, that's supposed to be an entrance when we're inside the building. I'm going to show you, but we have closed that off because there's lots of traffic here. And that was a security kind of like problems there. We didn't want to have that, so we closed that. That's another shop, so that's now shop number 3. Shop number 4 is the optometrist. And then we're going to go ahead on the other side. Ow! we mustn't cut that guy out. This is the heart of Florida. So if you've never been in Florida, this is what happens in Florida on an everyday kind of like, there's everything. There's another taxi rank down the road. There's a shop right there. There's a Cash Crusaders. Everywhere it is literally residential shops and things like that. But if we cast our eye back onto the project, you can literally see how big this thing is, our building. So we're starting all the way from the left here. It comes through, it's like a C kind of like. So we're coming all the way from there, and it goes all the way inside there. And I think now we can go inside the actual building to show you exactly what it looks like. Hubert and I have been here so many times to get the building working. And when we moved in here for the first time, Hubert, literally the residential piece of it, it was a dump.
Totally.
There were
nothing inside.
Yeah.
Squatters, prostitutes, a lot of bad people.
Yeah.
That we had to clean out.
Yeah.
And we literally did everything from the ground up.
Yeah.
Revamped everything.
It was scary here because I remember when I came here for the first ever time, there was grass all over here.
Yeah. Okay,
and they used to use this area. The prostitutes used to be on this area here.
Correct, yeah.
And it was just scary just to drive in. There was a bad smell that you could smell when you come in here.
I remember it well, yeah.
But it's fresh. And we're making cha-ching now.
Making ching-ching.
That's it. Okay, cool. We didn't have a place where we were actually able to store the bins. So what we did is that we created this space here that you're seeing was literally parking. And all we did was to brick up here, and all our bins kind of like stay in here. And out of that, it's out of sight of residential, it's out of sight in everyone else, but it's easy access for our caretaker because he literally takes them from here, takes them onto the driveway, and then boom, the council picks them up. Some tips of how you can improve things on a building where you come in and you're not so sure what to do. Yeah? Right, we're going to show you the inside of the building, and literally if we were to look behind me all the way from the right hand side underneath, for this particular place here, this is a storeroom, right? And that is another storeroom. We're going to go there. This is where our caretaker is staying at the moment, and that is another storeroom. So we've got plenty of storerooms. And this is what happens with old buildings. They come with a lot of spaces that you can actually turn them into living spaces. So behind me, if you have to look on the top, is all the residential. So we kind of like start from here. That's number 6. Going upstairs will be number 15. And all of it comes through all the way on the left-hand side, all the way onto the right-hand side. So these are like kind of like 16, it is 15 units that we've got, a mix of 2 beds, 3 beds, and one beds. And we are going to go into one unit, which is a 2-bed. And of late, we have also turned some of our offices into residential, and we're going to go and show you right now. But there is ample parking. You can see here, A whole lot of guys are here. They are able to park in their vehicles in here, so which is a good thing. So let me just take you now to show you one of the units, and I'm going to bring in Hubert so that he can show you exactly what we have done with that particular unit from before and to now. Boom. Awesome. Yeah. All right, going up one more. So we're fully tenanted right now on this building, except the new units that we have just finished off, but those are on the market. But in terms of everything else that was done, we were done. Right. You can appreciate the view of this place. So from where we're standing on one corner of the building, and it spans across all the way on the other side there, where we have got the big windows. That's still part of the building, and that's where we were. At the bottom is the shops, on the top is the offices that we've turned into commercial, and so everything that's kind of like on the first floor going up, it is all residential, and this side of the building we've got a double story kind of like.
Correct.
Yeah. And yeah, let's go into that
Let's get into
unit.
One of the units.
Right. This is a 2-bed, 1 bath. This is also a 2-bed, 1 bath. There's tenants in here. Something else that it was cool that we did recently, we added in meters, and we didn't have that here. That also included with prepaid meters for electricity. We added in recently the fire hydrants. That was not there. We needed to include that. So all of these things needed to be done. But this is what it means to turn around a building, right? So where there was no value, you're literally putting in a value. Now, we're going to jump into this unit here. And this unit used to be a 1-bed, 1 bath. What's the size of this unit, Hubert?
It's roughly about 75 squares.
75 squares. And if you're to look in today's terms of units, 2 beds, how much you getting for the 2 beds now in terms of sizes?
In terms of sizes, nowadays, new builds, we're looking at about 60 squares.
It's about 60 squares.
Yeah.
So you got an extra 15 there to play around with.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to take you inside now. Like for instance, this is a new screen that we had to put in here. Before we had a caretaker, we were worried, having concerns for our tenants, and we thought let's put in a bit of security. But now our security is beefed up more because we've got security. Our gates are working. We've got a process who's coming in, who's going out of the building. But we're going to show you this unit. This is a new door as well. Voila! Right. Hubert, when we moved in here, this whole space used to be like a living space.
One living space.
One living space.
If you're looking at these walls here, these are all brand new walls that we built.
Right.
So our thought process was that this space here is so much that we could have, it's underutilized in terms of rental value that you can get. So we just optimized it, all these walls to create another bedroom. So we turned a single a 1-bedroom unit into a 2-bedroom flat just by adding 1 wall and a door. If we could come through.
Yeah, but the beauty of that from a number perspective is that when the previous landlord was collecting rent here, they were collecting around about a 3.5, I think.
Correct.
On a 1 bed like this one. But with creating a wall like this one, you got an extra space now, right? More living space. All we did is creating more living space.
That's correct, yeah.
Right? We able to collect a 5.5.
Yeah, we're currently collecting 5,500 just by adding another room. And as you can see, we still have ample living space available, yeah.
So this is now our living space, right? It's a bit smaller. And now we're coming in here. What is this now?
This is now basically the second bedroom.
This is now a 2nd bedroom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the main bedroom is still there. That was there.
Yeah.
We left it as is.
Yeah.
Just put in new cupboards everywhere.
Right.
But this whole bedroom here is newly created.
100%.
Living space when we bought it.
Awesome. So living space, bedroom number 2, coming through to our left hand side. Let's go to the bedroom again. And this is a humongous bedroom.
Yeah. We could actually, in hindsight, could have created made it 3-bedroom units.
It's possible.
Still possible.
It's just how do you structure it?
Correct.
Sometimes buildings like these ones might not allow you because of the structural ways in which that they are created, but it's possible.
That's correct. I mean, I suppose in terms of structural integrity of any building, you could still go with drywalling, which won't impact the amount of weight that's carried on the slabs. So it's maybe something that we can look at in the future.
100%. So these are the opportunities where old buildings, this is why we love old buildings, they come in with these opportunities where the space that is there at the moment is bigger but underutilized. So if you come in with a different head, what you can do is then we can resize them, and that's exactly what we've done. We didn't just renovate, but we went to repurpose, right? And we went to renovate, and now we are collecting a higher income on the same building. And this is where you come in, because now with your investment, we are able to look into architects, we are able to look at renovation. It all costs money. Putting this nice beautiful paint like this, it does cost money. Putting in tiles like these ones, it does cost money. So everything else that you're seeing here, it does cost money. But how can we put in the money and also be able to create the value so that you and I, we can be able to earn some good returns on that. So this is now you're seeing bedroom number 1, bedroom number 2, which is next door. You can see the cupboards in here. Not a lot of work that we did on the cupboards, but just painting them.
The cupboards was existing cupboards. We just painted them, and we added just a hanger bracket inside.
100%, right?
The doors are all new. There were no doors.
Doors, electrical. You had to rewire the entire building.
I had to rewire the whole building.
Right? Plumbing, you had to kind of like do new plumbing across the whole building.
We redid all the plumbing.
Yeah, I remember every weekend we had some form of either plumbing issue around the sewer or a geyser at best.
Correct.
And we made a call, let's just take everything out, pretty new stuff.
So actually what we tried to use the old geysers, was those old copper ones that was in the building. And at first we tried to cut costs, and we kept the old geysers. But then once we started tenanting out the building, they just went one after the other. So we just made a call and we replaced all the geysers with new ones.
100%.
So all the geysers are new. Tiling is new. In actual fact, these wooden floors here is the old floors that was here. We sanded them and we just varnished them. It gives off a nice warm feeling, and that's the reason that we decided to keep them. Where we tiled, the floors was just in such a bad condition that we couldn't renovate it. So then we just retiled.
Awesome stuff. We're going to take you to the kitchen now, and kitchen, there was quite a lot of work that we needed to do in here, Hubert.
Correct, yeah. Our kitchen, brand new kitchen, straight through. We tried to make it not too bulky, so there's still space for appliances. So we had to use the available space that we have, but I think we've got a nice mix at the moment.
100%. So what you're seeing here is new cupboards. All of these new cupboards are new. And for the purposes of meters, we put in new prepaid meters. We put in new geysers on this side of the kitchen. These are new geysers, new sinks. So literally, this was a new kitchen.
Correct.
Right. So new kitchen, which was most of our big expense in terms of the reno. We're going to take you now to the bathing room. So these are 2 beds, 1 bath, and and this is the bathing room. Something that's cool that we need to be talking about in here is that these come with old tubs.
Correct, yeah.
And from time to time, I see you are you're going through into the tubs. This looks nice and clean, by the way. I could jump in here and take a bath. What's the process again? What do you call it again?
So the bathtub and the basin is actually the old cast iron units that was in the units. So we just repurposed it and we renewed, actually just re-enameled everything. Right. And then it's brand new.
Yeah, and that's what it takes. So we kept what was in here, but for instance, there was no tiles. We put in tiles where there was no tiles. And the actual cistern tank?
Correct, yeah.
So toilets?
Yeah,
right?
The cistern.
Yeah, some people were like, TJ, what's a cistern tank? Right, so there's a toilet there. In some places we need to do a new toilet because some of the toilets are stolen. And there we are. Small things that some people might forget is, you know, the toilet roll.
Toilet roll holder.
The toilet roll holder. You know, you forget that and you've got tenants in and you're like, hey, there is no toilet roll holder. But we've got them in place. And this is what it is. We have now turned a 2-bed, a 1-bed, used to be, and now it is a 2-bed, 1-bath, and we're now collecting more, and we have left this unit specifically open so that this show and tell that is coming up, we know that some of you are not able to come through onto the show and tell, and we thought let's leave this unit open so that we can show you, you can have a feel and touch of what it looks like, and this is what your money is coming through to be invested in. So all of the other units, they look similar to this. So we're not going to go into every other unit. We are going to go into a unit that is slightly different. And those units are sort of like, they were meant to be offices. And we turn them around to be residential.
Correct, yeah.
Right?
It's actually mid-COVID call that me and DJ made. Seeing where everything is going in terms of the structures that people is actually meeting in cyberspace these days, and we just decided that we're not going the office route anymore.
Yeah.
So we'll go through the process once we get there now in terms of what we had to add from just a white box with tiles. We'll show you the small little changes we made to make it residential units at the moment.
Awesome. Cool. Right, so we are on top of the building right now, sort of, on the 2nd floor. And I'm going to show you sort of like the inside of the building whilst we are going downstairs, and you can see what it looks like. This is another unit. This is unit number 9. And as we go along, nice view. And again, we're going down. Had you come for the show and tell, physically in place, I know this is a nice show and tell. This would have been the entrance where we would have been welcoming you. And boom, we are in the parking lot, and you can see this building back in the days, they used to, I think it was some form of a medical center of sort, with some of the other commercial units, because like for instance you could see here they've got reserved parking for Dr. What, you know, and we've got lots of that, and we had to take in some of the other boards. So I think back in the days, I don't know Florida very well in terms of back in the days. I never used to come here quite a lot, but now I understand it from an investment perspective. But I can see that back in the days it actually used to be the place to be in. Well, we are in the parking lot now. We have gone through outside, and we've gone through the commercial pieces, and we've gone through all the 2 beds and the 1 bath. And I am now going to walk you through to the side where we actually have the commercial piece, or should I say the offices that we have turned into residential. And let's go. Okay. We're going up.
I can tell you who it's a lady who was trying to steal you from you. Sort it out, please. Right, okay.
That building there, the one that we saw from outside, I think you can have a better view of the building from here. Hubert literally put in an offer on it for around about 2 million. It's 16 units. And someone came in, snatched it underneath our nose. We didn't have the money, and boom, look at what they have done. They haven't converted it fully to 16 units. I understand they've got 10 units in there. But this is something that we could have potentially done had we had the cash, had we had the money at that particular time. It's easier. We could have been owning this building next door, and who knows, we could have been owning the other building there, so that we can literally start creating, controlling this whole area. And if you're controlling a particular area, a particular street in investments, you can start providing better service, you can start demanding more rent because you're controlling the area, you're doing cool things in there, and people want to live where there is value, good value. And that's all we are chasing after at the moment. Going through very close to Gafco, that's a 1 bed, and that's also another 1 bed. And on here, it should have been part of the offices. If you remember at the beginning of the video, whilst we were outside, there was an area that looked like we had bricked off and it had some face bricks in whilst we were in the streets. This downstairs here literally leads us to there. So this here takes us into the entrance into Goldman. So right now I am facing 3rd Avenue, but this is Goldman Street, and on the other side of the building is Fieldhouse Street, yeah. So on this side of the section of the building, underneath, we still have commercial. And on the top, supposed to be offices, and we turn them around now into residential. Now, number one, we've got communal in here, so we have let this to be a bath, shower, toilet, and that's going to be either number 1 and then number 2. It's also going to be in here, so they do have a bath and a shower and a toilet, but there's 2 of them in here. And as we come through here, right, there is unit number 1, unit number 2, and unit number 3, unit number 4, and we continue going unit number 5, and then we're going to go into unit number 6. All of them, they look the same, and this is exactly what they look like, extremely humongous. However, we still are of the opinion that at some point it's going to be an office, so we're not really kitting it up to be 100% residential. So what we have done is we've added in a sink in here on this little corner here. The plumbing is coming through that way, and on the other side we've put in a cupboard, right, and in here, and we are able to collect rent in here. It's nice, spacious room, and these guys can be able to share the toilets down the road. Now, if you're looking from outside, I just want us to have a view of what it now looks from outside. We are standing on one side of the corner of the building, and if we look from outside, you can appreciate the entire building as it stands from one angle. So it's in a C shape, like I did say in the beginning. So it's one angle, one angle, one angle, and we are at the end of it. Great. So we have done the walkthrough of literally project number 1 that we are going to be doing in M5 Chad. This is the project that you invested in, and I know that some of you might not have been able to come through, and we decided that we can actually show you what it looks like. You can have a view. This video is the actual building that you have invested in, and I'm sure that you have seen that where we have invested in is going to add value to our balance sheet, and you can see where it is in terms of location. It's a great location to be in. Next door to us is the library. Next door to us is a school. We are in the heart of the CBD on Florida. Tenants galore. There's going to be lots of tenants that are going to be coming through in here because we are in the heart of town. In terms of traffic, in terms of transport, once they get out of the building into a taxi, very easy. For people that have cars, we do have parking, so we can be able to service or to cater for both types of tenants. I'm glad that we've been able to do this. Well, thank you again for investing with us on this journey. This is an exciting moment and the beginning of many other buildings coming through. We've been doing this for a while, you know that already, but I'm excited for the fact that you are now part of this journey. Thank you very much. Cheers. God bless. Bye.